So some of you may already have seen it. I own a Schwerkraftmaschine compressor by Tegeler, which is a Berlin company. And they sent me one device. This is how it looks like here in my setup. Very shiny, very nice, very blue. And they sent me one device for 14 days. And that's not something they did just for me because I'm rich and famous and a YouTuber. In fact, everyone can head over to their website and just register, and they send you a device here for 14 days. And if you like it, you just pay the price and keep it, or you send it back. So that's the deal. And that's just what I did. And I tried to figure out if actually a hardware compressor is something I need in my life. And this compressor is very expensive. It's around $3,000. So it's maybe something more like for studios and not like for me, for bedroom producers who work with a lot of digital sounds. But I try to figure this out basically. So what I have here is a plug-in version of the device itself, which is a remote control actually. You can change everything from within this plug-in. And when I turn the knobs here, you can see on the device itself all the knobs turning, which is a nice gimmick, but also handy because you don't need to reach out for the device itself, which may be far away. You can also recall all the settings with your project. You save basically this plug-in inside of your project, and then when you load up the project, all the knobs switch into place to the right positions, and you have the same sound or the same preset, the same setup of the compressor. So in the background here, I have some kind of digital breaks, or actually using addictive drums to play some samples. And I created some kind of breakbeat, a slow breakbeat. And at the moment here, the compressor is in bypass mode. So the light here is off. When this light is on, the compressor is working. So I switch this on and off so you can hear the difference. So we can change the attack here a bit. So I try to squash it a bit so you can hear the effect better on your headphones or on YouTube, right? So I'm, overdo it a bit. Let's put the mix all the way up. You can also mix here the dry signal and the wet signal. There's also here this sidechain filter, so you can change if you just want to put the kick drum out of the equation, right, out of the analyzer. And sometimes this is cool if you have a heavy kick drum. So sometimes it's better to just keep the kick drum out, and just focus on the upper frequencies here. You can hear the difference. There are also some different modes here. I'm using multiband at the moment, and I think this is the best one for this kind of task, what I'm doing at the moment here. But there are also here diode presser. We have breakthrough, stereo transformer, varitube, vocal leveler, optical compressor, drum smasher could be also nice. Let's try this one out. Working hard. smashing really good. Yeah, and each mode has a different use case for this sidechain filter here, so it does a little bit different stuff on each mode. Yeah, you have to try to figure this out here for yourself then. But most of the times I think Drum Smasher is my most used thing, and also the first one, the multiband complex compressor, which is really nice. On drums at least. On the master, you probably don't want to smash everything like I do here with drums. You need a bit of gain reduction on the master probably, but here, yeah, you know, I want to show you basically the effect of the compressor, how it sounds and what it does to the sound. Let's use this one here again. Okay, so this is what I do. I just record these drums or these breaks actually into Bitwig again. So I go out to the compressor and back into Bitwig and record everything, and then I speed it up to 172 BPM because I try to make drum bass breaks, right? But I basically create breakbeats like back in the day, or try to create breakbeats like back in the day slowly, and then I speed it up because it has a special sound to it. When you speed up these breakbeats, then afterwards it does something to the sound. I have no idea what, but it sounds better sometimes. Yeah, let's actually record something, I would say. Let's go here out to the audio 2. So I'm recording here into the second track. It's basically just recording here the output of this one. Then I mute this, and all I have to do is hit play and then record some stuff. Okay, so here we have some kind of recording. You can see we have a lot of nice attacks here. But there's also a bit of clipping going on, and I have to explain this because that's on purpose. On my audio interface, I have some preamps, and I squash the audio into these preamps to get some analog clipping. I show you this here. Maybe you can see it down here. Down here, there's a red light flashing when I hit play. Right, this is actually clipping. These are the transients from the kick and the snare, and I just shave them off in an analog kind of way. So it's basically two processes in one: compressing, analog compressing, and clipping. And I don't need digital plugins for that. So yeah, it sounds different. It's maybe not better or worse. It's just different, right? It does something to the sound. It adds some harmonics, some overtones. Yeah, that's how I do it. Let's squash it some more, and let's record something here. You can see here the audio signal or the waveform is much fatter now. But you can clearly see here the clipping happening, and it looks a bit different. It looks a bit softer in my opinion. It's not that digital, you know, completely straight. It looks like a soft clipper actually. But yeah, it does something to the sound. And then what I do most of the times is I go here to this behavior tab inside of Bitwig Studio and switch here the default stretch mode on record and bounce. I switch to repitch. which means every time I record basically here an audio file or an audio clip, these audio clips are on repitch mode, which is also on purpose because I do this multiple times. I record basically different takes. I change something here inside of Addictive Drums. I change some compressor settings. And every time I found something I like, I just record one take into here a new audio clip. And then I can basically speed this up. So I disable this and mute this one here, or maybe hit stop here. And then I go to, let's say, 172, and everything in here will be sped up. Right, this is the original break, and then I speed this up to 172. To get some nice drum bass break beats out of this. And this is what I do maybe for a few hours until I have a lot of material, and then I save this into my directory, sample directory, and build basically some samples out of it. But it's really nice actually to have this analog compressor here at hand to get some different tonalities out of breakbeats and some nice overtones instead of just using digital stuff all the time. I have to say I really like how it sounds on the drums, but it's very expensive. I don't have the money for this, right? So I probably have to send it back, but I try to put as many sounds through this thing as possible until I have to send it back. It sounds very nice, but I don't have the money for that. It's way out of my comfort zone. Okay, so let's change some things here. So we have to go back. We have to hit stop here. Let's try the drum smasher here again. It was this one. I don't want to clip too much, but this is what I do basically for hours. I try to switch up the sounds, change the settings, and then record something. Maybe we change here some things inside of Addictive Drums. For these breakbeats here, I use this no ALTS mode. Basically, when you turn this off or on, it's always the same sample it uses for the snare, so it's not changing the snare sample all the time. It's very nice for making these breakbeats. This could sound nice pitched up. And here with this fader, I can change basically inside of Addictive Drums which kind of sample it's using for the snare drum, right? So I can change the sample, and this no DEALZ mode here keeps the sample. These are the heads. It all sounds kind of nice in its own different way. So let's keep this and just record it here for a moment. Okay, so we have this. Let's give it a go here. And if I'm done creating these breakbeats, you then can again send this through the Schwerkraftmaschine with different compressor settings and maybe make it louder or squash it even more, or maybe bring out some transients or add more tonality or overtones to it, right? So this is what I do with the Schwerkraftmaschine here on drums. I maybe do a video how I use it on some tracks as a mastering tool. But yeah, I think for this video, I just want to show you how I use this on drums and how I create some samples, some breakbeat samples with it, because it's really fun to actually just change all these settings, try out how it sounds, and then instantaneously record everything into a folder, and then you can listen back and select the best breakbeats out of the directory. Okay, that's it. Again, this is how it looks like. I put the link to the website in the description below for the Tegeler Schwerkraftmaschine. And yeah, I only have a few days left. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Bye.